Alright, alright, alright. How's everyone doing? Hope you're all doing well. I'm Multi Apples, and yeah, I'm gonna be playing some NBA 2K6. So let's go ahead and get started. Go to franchise info, free agents. Let's go to point guards, actually, is a graded player I want to get. I thought they had a creative player. I guess I was wrong. Oh well. So, we. Uh, Gonna be the head coach for the Dallas, or not the Dallas Mavericks, the Phoenix Suns, actually. Manager, let's propose a trade, actually. Let's trade Boris Dia to the Warriors. And I would like to get Derek Fisher. So let's also trade. I don't want to lose. Oh gosh, I really don't want to lose Steve Nash. Are you serious? We're giving you two great players and a first round draft pick. Outside of maybe Monta Ellis. Well, I'll say Monta Ellis, but oh no, sorry. I know Monta Ellis is a great player, but give Barbosa. Let's give them a first round draft pick. So outside of Sean Marion and Steve Nash, how about Kurt Thomas? Maybe get Michael Petrus. Okay. I really wanted to get Michael Petrus. Or not Michael Petrus, I really wanted to get Derek Fisher, actually. To roster, how many players of each position do we have? One, two, three. Simulate, actually, our first game against the Dallas Mavericks. So, franchise info. No, I keep going to the wrong thing. So, let's go to roster. So, Michael Petrus. Um, He's Eddie House. And Michael Petrus. I need to sign a power forward and center to get used to the. Let me sign a center really quick. Let's sign Derek Coleman. And so it's a small forward and two centers we need to sign. Sign Wang ZZ. We need another center. How about we sign Mamadou Ndiaye. And then we need to sign a small forward as well. Until Woods. Don't know why I want to edit him. Negotiate contract. Now, let's play against the Lakers. I want to see if I can make one more trade. Let's trade. I want to trade Amari Stoudemire. See if we can trade Brian Grant for a first round draft pick. So, how about the 76ers? Okay, so we're going to release one more player actually. Small forwards, let's release. Well, and we can sign the player I want to sign after their next game, after our next game. So, I'm gonna play against the Lakers actually. Well, this game came out when a few teams did not have. Well, names had changed. I know. I know the Seattle Supersonics relocated to Oklahoma City to become the Oklahoma City Thunder. The Charlotte Bobcats are no longer. They're known as like the Charlotte Hornets, and they have the New Orleans Hornets. One of the Charlotte New Orleans team. One of them is known as the Charlotte Hornets, and the other is known as the New Orleans Pelicans. Not sure what the NBA views it as, but so we got a block there. Ah, we missed. Go to options and then gameplay. Let's actually have the trade overrider on. And just to have him score, because we're going to release him after this game, we're going to have James Jones come in and actually. We're actually going to have him come in and score. I did not change it to 5 minute quarters. I meant to, but 12 minute quarters, but I meant to. As Lamar Odom picks up the foul there. So we have 3 points now. Excuse me for yawning. I mean, if anyone was going to make that shot, it would have been Steve Nash. So. Let's go ahead and simulate to the end, actually. I want it to be 5-minute quarters. So. Go ahead and exit. I got some drinks for me. I got some Kroger lemon lime, actually. And flavored water and some Splash wild berry splash. So, yeah. That's also go to options, gameplay. It's gonna be 12 minutes actually, and then franchise in no. Trades. Let's trade actually. Brian Grant. How about to the Portland Trailblazers for a first round pick? Shoot. Options, gameplay. Let's do trade override on. Let's actually just release. Because there's a player I want to sign to my team. And that is Ansu Sase. Why did I go to edit? I did not mean to go to that. So. I remember some of these players when I first started watching or paying attention to the NBA, and yeah. No. Now we can actually go and play our next game. So. When do we play against the Seattle Supersonics and some of the teams with the older names? I know the Warriors logo has changed since the New Jersey Nets relocated to Brooklyn. Oh, the Atlanta Hawks logo has changed. This is the New Orleans Hornets in the game. They're either the Charlotte Hornets or New Orleans Pelicans, one or the other. Is Seattle, I was mentioning them earlier, they're in Charlotte as well. Seattle relocated to Oklahoma City. With 2 relocations and a couple, Charlotte Bobcats, but anyway. The Charlotte Bobcats changed their team name. Let's go ahead and play against the Jazz. The Jazz, I'm not sure, but they may have actually updated their logo. I know a couple teams did. I know the Hawks did and the Warriors did. I think the New Orleans Hornets, one of them became the New Orleans Pelicans and the other became the New Orleans or the Charlotte Hornets, so we missed the 3 there with Steve Nash. I think he was the MVP this season, the 06-07 year. I could be wrong about that. I know he did win the MVP. So I remember him playing a lot. He was in the league for like nearly 20 years. He's a legend. It's a shame how his career ended with injuries, and it's really a shame he never played in the NBA Finals either. He did win a ring as a consultant to the Warriors, but he never won a championship as a player. He did win a championship as a consultant, though, as I mentioned, but never as a player. Probably one of the greatest, if not the greatest player never to play in the NBA Finals. The farthest he made it was the Western Conference Finals, and it's just a shame that he. It's just a shame that he never won a ring, let alone even, you know, played in the NBA Finals. It would have been nice to see Steve Nash play in the NBA Finals. No. Up until 2021, you can make an argument that Chris Paul was another player that was just as good as Steve Nash that never made it to the NBA Finals. Regardless of how you view him, you know, as a, you know, well, regardless of what you thought of him, if he's I know some people, I've heard some people describe him as a dirty player, so some people didn't like him, so I know. But he is a talented basketball player, so. Melo's another one. Melo can make an argument for another good player that, for the greatest player never to play in the NBA Finals. I forget if Vince Carter did as well. I know Allen Iverson played in the NBA Finals, but he lost to Kobe and the Lakers in 2001. And John Stockton and Karl Malone lost in the NBA Finals in the 90s to Michael Jordan as well. So they're good players, regardless of what you think of them off the court. That's a whole nother debate there. But as a player, as players, they're good. So. Also, for those of you who are watching, who are some good players? Who are some of the best players never to play in the NBA Finals? I know Melo is one. I know Steve Nash is another one that never played in the NBA Finals. I'm sure there are others that I'm forgetting. As I know, some part of it, you know, is skill. You know, that you can lead your team, but also part of it's luck and when you played as well. So I know I wouldn't say it's easier now, but like 10 years ago, you know, I would say that, you know, at one point it may have been harder in the East than in the West. Because, you know, like 15 years ago, you could have, you know, in the mid 2000s, you know, I know in the West, you really had Phoenix, Dallas, and the Lakers, which are great teams. But the East had like the Celtics, the Heat, Boston. For well, let's say 10 years ago, but 15 years ago, it was like the it was the Celtics, you know, Magic were good for a while with Dwight Howard. I think people forget how dominant Dwight Howard was. I know that he isn't very popular amongst NBA players, but he was at one point the most dominant defensive player in the NBA. I mean, you don't win somewhere between like 2 and 4 straight Defensive Player of the Year awards, you know, for being a poor defender. So, oh yeah, you had the Spurs 15 years ago. So, whereas, you know, 15 Years ago, you had in the East, you had you had the Cavs, you had the Heat, you had the Celtics, the Magic were very good for a period of time. Detroit was good 20 years ago. So actually, it's more spread out. Actually, the parity now, I'd say nowadays, I definitely say the overall skill of the NBA player, of the average NBA player, is better. Because at least the NBA player is definitely better at shooting. Well, let me say this: the NBA back, I'd say nowadays the average NBA player is more well-rounded. They can play just about every position. The average NBA player can. Now, whether they have the height, or the size to do it is another thing. But skill-wise, they can. You didn't really see that 15, 20 years ago. You didn't really see, many players play. Many good defensive players play well on offense and vice versa. You didn't really see like big men shoot threes or really good shooters like the Dirk Nowitzki's when he played. They were more rare when in his prime in the mid 2000s than they are now. I think like Jokic and Anthony Davis are big men that can easily shoot and play well on defense. When Anthony Davis is healthy, but you don't. Whereas when Dirk Nowitzki was in his prime, that was more rare actually. More positionless basketball is more rare. So I do think the skill of the average NBA player, uh, it has increased and has gone better. But I think that you don't really see people dominant at one position anymore compared to like you did when this game came out. Like Shaq and Yao Ming and Dwight Howard were dominant in the mid to late 2000s at the center position, and like Kobe was dominant like the shooting guard, and LeBron was in his prime. LeBron is still, in my opinion, dominant, but he's starting to show his age now. But like you'll definitely have people playing at elite levels, even though I think the average NBA player is better today than they were 15, 20 years ago. Like but like Steph Curry is like an elite shooter. He's an elite point guard. He's the best point guard in the game today. Definitely the greatest shooter of all time, in my opinion. But definitely see the talent level is better now than it was 20 years ago. But you don't see you definitely don't see like more people dominating, more of the same people dominating every night on a consistent basis. Now, like you did like 20 years ago, I think. We got blocked there. I know the first NBA game I ever attended was the I don't remember what year it was. It was the season before one of the Amway arenas in Orlando got torn down and got demolished because the Magic ownership wanted built a new stadium. So it was like is the season before. So it was like a couple months before it was demolished. So if you lived in Orlando or an Orlando Magic fan, of the area, and you know when it was actually, you can tell me what the final season before that Amway building was destroyed. So, but it was between Boston and Orlando actually. I've also went to my next NBA game 4 years later. It was in oh gosh, it was in Dallas. It's between the Dallas Mavericks and the Oklahoma City Thunder. I know Oklahoma City had Kevin Durant, Russell Westbrook, and on their team as the star players. But I also remember Hashim Thabit, who was the tallest NBA player at the time. Not in history, but he was the tallest active NBA player at the time on the Oklahoma City Thunder roster. And just being amazed at how tall he was in person. Yeah. I went to another game a few years later. It was in 2017. It was in okay, so the Dallas game I went to was in Dallas, not Oklahoma City. I was in Dallas. It was still between Dallas and Oklahoma City, but it was in Dallas. And then I went actually in 2017 in Oklahoma City to see the Warriors, the Golden State Warriors, play the Oklahoma City Thunder. And, that was the year Golden State won. One of the years Golden State won, but it was like I think it was the second year that, first of like definitely two seasons in which they won with Kevin Durant. One of two seasons, so I don't remember if it's the first or second year they won. So, went to another game 2 years later. No, was it 2 years later? No. Yes, I did actually. It was 2 years later. So I was thinking of the Memphis game. The next time I went to was in Phoenix. It was between the Detroit Pistons, and the Phoenix Suns. Remember seeing Devin Booker and DeAndre Ayton play for Phoenix, and as we turn it over, and Blake Griffin played for the Pistons actually. Actually, so yeah, it was in 2019. I remember that because I was still in university, and it was during spring break. And is that I also went to see the tour of the stadium the Diamondbacks played. So this was like a week or two before spring training started, I think, or a week or two before the regular season. So I still remember that tour of the Diamondback Stadium. Cool stadium. Pass it around really quick. There's one player I want to score with, so I keep turning it over. And Utah's winning by 9. I just realized that. There he is. We got it with the player I want to score as. Anyway, the last NBA game I remember attending was between Memphis and Denver. Wait, first of all, have I scored with them actually? So we're the away team here. No, we haven't. So it was Denver and Memphis, and I don't remember who won, but I know so Jokic was on the team, and Ja Morant was on the Grizzlies, and Jokic was on Denver. Somehow I don't see Jokic. I don't really see those. I can easily see players raised in the U.S. In Canada just easily leaving teams. More easily than European players. I don't know why, but in the NBA, so like I don't see Jokic leaving Denver anytime soon. I don't see Giannis leaving Milwaukee. Like the only way I can see Jokic and Giannis leave is if they're traded. I don't see them kind of like Luka Doncic, how Luka Doncic was traded. I don't really see. So we're early on that. I don't really see them leaving in free agency. I'm happy Giannis won a championship because he's very talented. I know a lot of people. I remember in the draft, a lot of people when I was looking online after the year he was drafted. A lot of people weren't really happy. He was drafted, but when Milwaukee drafted him, but that turned out to be a great pick. And Nikola Jokic is. I know here in the U.S. when the draft was shown, it was actually he was picked during the Taco Bell commercial, and I'm sure ESPN regrets not showing him get drafted live because he turned into an NBA champion. So since this game came out, I know Golden State has won their first championship. Miami won their first two. Actually, not Golden State, because Golden State had won a championship back in the 70s, but, I'm thinking of Denver. Denver won their very first championship. Wait, this game came out in 2005, so this would have been the season, this would have been around the time, maybe a month before Miami began the season in which they won their first of 3 championships. So they actually won 3 championships, but this was the year they won their first championship. In the year in which their first championship season began, not necessarily ended. So I know Toronto has won a championship since this game came out because they won it in 2019. Denver also won their first, and Miami, as I mentioned, won 3. Their first 3. So Milwaukee and Golden State ended both teams ended a decades-long championship drought in between their last title defenses. In between their last championship seasons, I guess, for lack of a better term, if I'm making any sense. Let's see. I know Orlando has not won a championship. Charlotte has not played in the championship. Same with New Orleans. Same with Memphis. The Clippers have not played in the championship. Portland last won in the early 70s and only won with Bill Walton. LA has won several since the Lakers have won, and same with the Celtics. The Knicks haven't won in like a couple decades. Anyway, I think I'm just going to talk without my mic and my face cam on now.
I think the D threw him off a little bit. He had to fade away to get the room, and he just couldn't make the adjustment.
11-footer made by Marion.
The D played him close on that one.
The Jazz with the ball. They're shooting 51% from the floor. Passed it to the high post. Slammed down by Boozer. To Bell. The Suns with the ball. They're behind 50-36. Passes it to the right side. Passes it to Fisher. The pass to Marion. The tray on the money.
No wasted opportunities for him.
The Jazz bring it up. Under 10 minutes left in the second. Passes to Brown. Glides in. Nice dish by McCloud. Inbound pass to Fisher. To Marion. From deep. Good. McCloud brings it up the court. He's got 5 assists. Bounce pass to Brown. Dunked in by Brown. Skips it to Marion. Here comes the double team. The Jazz touched it last right before it went out of bounds. The Suns are making substitutions. Off the inbound pass. Yes! The Jazz with the ball. It's a 9-point spread. Passes to the left block. Barbosa jumped in front of the pass and came up with the steal.
Out.
The Jazz with the ball. About 8.5 minutes left in the half. Passes to Humphries. Bounces it to the top of the key. McCloud. He knocks down the first one. He gets them both. Nash brings it up the floor. He's got 10 points. Shoots from way back there. Bounces it off the left rim.
You don't see many players around the league with that kind of range. He can rifle them up from deep.
Skip pass to Humphries. Back to Humphries. Tries to back down. The steal by Jackson. To Nash.
The burden is all on the ball handling in those situations to really bear down and keep control of the ball. He didn't do the job that time.
The Jazz will take their first timeout of the game. Humphries inbounds it to McCloud. The Jazz bring it up, and it's a 2-point game. Passes to the wing. Swings it to Boozer. 7 on the shot clock. From deep. Humphries grabs it. The bucket is good. He'll have a chance for...
Fantastic concentration to get that shot off. That couldn't have been easy.
Fisher is back in the game after a short rest. No good, and they don't get the 3-point play. Went with the lay-in, but it was missed by Boozer.
You can't D up a layup any better than that. That's nice work.
Hangs in the air, lays it right in. The Jazz with the ball. They'll try to end this run. The dish to Humphries. The layup was dropped in by Humphries. The Suns are going to make some substitutions. Fires it way up court. Lets loose for three. Money!
Kevin, he's been lights.
McLeod brings it up the court. He's 1 for 5 from the field. The dunk was just crushed in by Brown. The pass to Wang. To Fisher. Fires. Drains it from just inside the three-point line.
There's a real confident shooter right there. He was blanketed by the defense, and it didn't faze him a bit.
The Jazz bring it up. They're up 62-61. That one almost brought the rim down, but off the mark by Brown. For three, drops. The Jazz with the ball. Just over 6 minutes left in the second. Stuffed through by Brown.
Brown practically ripped the rim off the backboard. He's just so strong.
Boozer picked off that pass for his second takeaway of the contest. The pass cut off by Stoudemire. The Suns bring it up. They're shooting 71% from three-point range. Nailed from three-point range by...
The defender was right in his grill, and he still rifled it in. That's not luck, baby. That's skills.
Passes it to Brown. Arcs it high. Stoudemire grabs the rebound.
You can't D up a layup any better than that. That's nice work.
Buried from beyond the arc by Nash. The Jazz bring it up. It's a 6-point game. The pass to Brown. Brown spins. To the bucket. Kisses it off the glass and in.
Brown fought for that finish. I mean, fought. The defense was all over him.
Launches it. Buries it. McLeod brings it up with another assist. He'd have 10 on the game. To Boozer. Boozer, count it, and he'll have a chance for a three-point play. The Jazz will make some substitutions. Good for the three-point play. To Nash. Jacks up the triple, sinks it. The Jazz call timeout. The Jazz will get a few more starters back into the game. The Jazz bring it up, and it's a 7-point game. Passes it to the corner. Kirilenko backs in. Skips it to Harper. Sails in. Stoudemire yanks down the rock. It's one-on-one.
Fighting for position under the glass is one of the little things that wins games. That's great work there.
The three was...
He just put this team on his back and taken over. The scoring load this quarter.
The Jazz with the ball. They're 10 for 20 for the quarter. To Stoudemire. Skip pass to Nash. Tosses it up. Hits the quick shot. The Jazz with the ball. They'll try to stop this run. Passes to Kirilenko. Takes a step back. To end the run. Boozer gets the board inside. Passes to Williams. Swings it to Williams. Takes the turnaround Jay. Gets right iron and drops with the friendly bounce. The Suns will take a timeout here. Grant will sit down to avoid further foul trouble.
They're playing him tight all the way up the court. Full court, man-to-man deep.
Bounces it to Fisher. Crosses it over. Dumps it to the middle. Okur picked it off back there, and that is his second takeaway of the contest. Powerful two-handed jam by Kirk.
Fisher, he needs a hug right now. He tried to do his best to keep the taller player out the lane, but he got dunked on.
From long range, it's good! The Jazz bring it up. They're 12 for 23 for the quarter. Passes to the baseline. A reverse. Finishes with the soft touch. Inbound pass to Fisher. The Suns bring it up. 2:52 left in the half. Launches beyond the arc. Money!
He's leaving scorch marks on the court. He's hitting everything.
The Jazz with the ball. They're behind by 12. The pass to Harper. Okur tries to post him up. From the right block. Fired short but gets the kind roll and goes in. To Nash. Beyond the arc. Automatic.
Oh, Kevin. He's really feeling it.
The Jazz with the ball. They're shooting 56% for the quarter. Harper with the crossover. Hit the left iron, but missed by Harper.
Fisher plays the kind of interior D that I love to see. Aggressive, tenacious. You name it, he's got it.
Beautiful three ball by Nash. The Jazz with the ball. 1:48 left in the second. Passes to Harper, backs him down. Passes to Giricek. Passes it cross court. 6 seconds to shoot. Pass back to Harper. 8-footer missed by Harper.
Harper got a terrific look there, and he'll hit that 9 out of 10 times.
Behind the arc, bounced off back iron and in. The Jazz with the ball. They're behind 96-77. Tries to back him in. To end the run. Tickles the twine. Cross court. Shoots the three. Nails it. The Jazz bring it up. 51 seconds left in the second. Skip pass, top of the key. Kirilenko backs down. Kirilenko, Okur gets the offensive rebound. Stuffs it in.
Fantastic play for the garbage bucket. That's how you get after it.
Pass to Williams. From downtown. Count it! Williams brings it up the floor. He's shooting 60% from the floor. 7-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Offensive rebound grabbed by Giricek. Kicked it out to Williams. The pass to Kirilenko. Kirilenko got the bucket and...
Beautiful job to maintain the control and sink the basket.
The Suns are making substitutions. He completes the three-point play. The inbound to Fisher.
They're trying to wear him down with some full court man-to-man defense.
The buzzer beater. Good.
Nice shot.
We've reached halftime with the score 105-2. Kirilenko inbounds it to start the second half. Passes to the right side to Kirilenko. Pass far side. 7 on the shot clock. Boozer tries to post him up. A little long, but a kind roll on that shot.
You get inside, and good things happen. Now, that's a nice play.
Nash steps back. Puts up the tray. Hits the back iron, but gets the lucky bounce. The Jazz with the ball. About 11 and a half minutes left in the third quarter. Skips it to Giricek. Swings it to Williams. Passes to the high post. Pulls up from the elbow. Rips the cord. To Coleman. It's stolen by Giricek. That's his second takeaway of the contest. The lay-in was cashed in by Giricek. Tosses it up court. Goes up. Gently drops it in. The Jazz will bring in some players from off the bench. The Suns will bring in some players from off the bench. The Jazz with the ball. They're down big. Swung it to Harpern. Passes down low. O'Cool gets the rebound. The kick out to Williams. Passes to Okur. Pass baseline from the corner. A little long, but it goes in.
You knew that one was good as soon.
Fisher brings it up the court. He's 2 for 3 from beyond the arc. Bell is called for charging, and that's his third foul. The Jazz bring it up. Just over 10 minutes left in the third. Passes it to Ostertag. The Jazz were the last ones to get a piece of it before it headed out of bounds. Off the inbound pass, it falls!
Well,
The Jazz with the ball. They're trailing by 19. The pass to Harpern. From just inside the arc, hits the far iron, but it goes in. To Coleman. Williams intercepted the pass. Pass to Kirilenko. And in
Harpern set that one up perfectly. Nice look.
Passes to Jackson. Tosses it up. Money out. The Jazz bring it up. They're shooting 57% from the field. Dishes it down low. Takes it in. It's the kind roll off the front of the rim. The Suns bring it up. Just over 9 minutes left in the third quarter. Jackson. Okur snags it. Pass inside. Flushes it with the one-handed jam.
Nice dive. He dished it inside. And they're playing him tight all the way up the court. Full court, man-to-man deep.
Takes it up. Count the basket and the foul. Giricek is back in the game after a short rest. The Suns will bring a few more starters back in. He completes the three-point play. The Jazz bring it up. They're down 118 to 102. Hangs in the air. Hits the left of the rim and gets the friendly.
Ostertag left the D standing and staring with that reverse. All-star move.
Skip pass to Coleman. From the wing, kisses it off the glass. Williams brings it up the floor. He's got 11 assists. Passed it to Harper. To Kirilenko. Shoots from 12. Coleman rips it down inside.
He can't believe that one didn't go in. He rarely misses those.
Hands it off to Jackson. Takes the shot. Misses it from the wing. Dumps it off. Skips it to Williams. Swings it to Giricek. Passes it to Kirilenko. Pulls up. High post. Bounced off back iron and in.
Kirilenko made the most of his opportunity there. Those turnarounds can be tough to hit.
The pass to Bell. Pass high post. Takes a three. On the money. Williams brings it up. He's got 12 assists. 5 in this quarter alone. Takes the turnaround Jay. Ostertag snatches it from way above the rim.
The D caught a little bit of a break on that. That was an awfully good shot. It just didn't go in.
Tap the front eye.
He's been in the zone, Kevin. If they can put it all together, they still might have a chance.
The Suns with the ball. They're up by 15. Reined in from downtown by Nash. The Jazz bring it up. Under 7 minutes left in the third quarter. Skipped it to the high post. Tries the spin move. Pass right side. Harper misses the finger roll.
You can't D up a layup any better than that. That's nice work.
Passes to the middle. Takes off. Almost a three-point opportunity. Instead, he'll go to the line for two. He gets the first of two. The Jazz are going to make some substitutions. The Suns will make some substitutions. He gets them both. McLeod brings it up. He's 1 for 6 from the floor. Brown got the bucket and the foul. Grant got a quick breather, but they need him to get back on the floor. Good for the three-point play. Amari inbounds it to Fisher. For three. Kirilenko rips down the defensive board. The Jazz bring it up. They've got a lot. Out of ground to make up. Passes to Harper. To the rack. Lays it right in.
Harpering somehow found a way to flip it in, even with the defender right in his face. Nice touch inside.
Picked off by McLeod.
They had a nice start to push it inside, but you have to have a clear passing lane first, Henry.
Rebound inside by Harper. Fired long by Harper. Here's the break. Jammed down with one hand by Bell. The Jazz bring it up. They're 13 for 19 for the quarter. Skipped it to Harper. Skip pass to Kirilenko. He's doubled up. Grant ties it up, and that's a jump ball. The Jazz get the tip. Passed it to Harper, to Kirilenko. Grant picked off that pass for his second takeaway of the contest. The finisher hits right iron and falls in with the friendly bounce.
Jackson has such a soft touch around the rim. That's pretty.
The Jazz bring it up. They trail by 19. Backs him down. Bounced off the back of the rim and in. Nice soft release by Harper. The Suns bring it up. Right around 5 minutes left in the third. The triple buried by Fisher. The Jazz with the ball. They're 14 for 20 for the quarter. Swung it to Harper. Tries to back down. Shoots, left block, kisses it off the glass.
Put the ball in his hands and good things happen for you. He's so dangerous. You're trying to wear him down with some full court man-to-man defense.
For three, gets it to fall. Passes to the left side. Ostertag, count it, and will have a chance for a three-point play. The Jazz will get a few starters back out onto the floor. The Suns are making substitutions. No good, and they don't get the three-point play. Pulled in by Marion. That's his 10th rebound in this one. The trifecta.
His offense normally comes and goes, but he'll take that bucket.
Inbound pass to Williams. The Jazz with the ball. They're trailing 141 to 119. From 11 feet away, Marion holds it in, and that's his 11th rebound of the game. From deep, bricks it off the back of the rim.
Kevin, that shot defies explanation. I'm sure the coaching staff will have a few choice words for that young man.
Glides in. It's a little short, but gets the friendly roll.
Harpering got right to the rack because the D totally lost track of him.
To Bell. Passes it to Amare. Amare puts too much on it. To the rim. Harper holds it in, and that's his third rebound of the contest. Tried to lay it right in, but no good by Harper.
Harpering went up strong in the lane, but heavy defensive pressure was waiting for him.
The finger roll was flipped in by Marion. The Jazz bring it up. They're shooting 65% for the quarter. Brown tries the spin move. The fadeaway tickles the twine.
Brown had the defender all.
The Suns bring it up. They've got a nice lead. To Brown, dishes down low, pulls up, flips it in for two. The Suns with the ball. 2:52 left in the third quarter. Throws it up, hits the jumper. The pass to Harper. Harper, count the basket and the foul. The Jazz will bring a few more starters back in. The Suns will get a few more starters back into the game. He completes the three-point play. Fires it way up court. A quick shot. Count it!
He's lighting it up to no one's surprise. This guy's just a dynamite scorer.
Williams brings it up the court. He's one basket away from a double-double with the step back. Lets it fly from the wing. Can't cash in.
Kirilenko got a great shot opportunity, but somehow he just couldn't drain it.
From deep three-point range, hits the back iron, but gets the lucky.
Marion made one difficult three right there. You can't fault the D on that one. They did everything right.
The Jazz bring it up. 1:59 left in the third. Pass to the top of the key. Skip pass, left side. Passes to Boozer. Slammed down by Boozer. The bounce pass to Cisse. The tough shot, fired short, but gets the kind roll and goes in.
Surprising basket there, Kevin, especially considering the defense.
Harpring backs in. Harpring. Inbound pass to Nash.
They're playing him tight all the way up the court. Full court, man-to-man deep.
Releases. Amari snatches it down. The offensive rebound set up the bucket by Stoudemire.
Stoudemire got in a prime scoring position and got the job done. Nice execution.
Swings it to Harpring. From long range. Boozer yanks down the offensive rebound.
Get position. Get on the defensive glass.
Crosses it over. Dish inside. Unloads from 9. Marion reels in the defensive rebound.
Nice job.
Passes it to Cisse. Cisse connected on the shot, and he was fouled. He'll get one free throw. Burke is returning to the game despite his injury. We'll see how he does playing hurt. He can't complete the three-point play. Layup was banked in by Burke. Williams brings it up the floor. He's got 8 points. 8-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Dishes it to Okur. Okur save. And gets a trip to the line for one more. The Suns are going to make some substitutions. Good for the three-point play. To Jackson, the Suns with the ball. They're on a 13-5 run. Passes it back to Coleman. Third quarter, and we've got a Cisse throws it in to start the fourth quarter. Glides in, tries to lay it in, but it doesn't go.
Jackson went up strong in the lane, but heavy defensive pressure was waiting for him.
The pass to Okur. Okur drops it in on the layup.
Wow, it's been all out.
Fires it way up court. Intercepted by Boozer. That'll be his third takeaway so far. The pull-up jumper was missed by Giracek.
Yeah, that's how to bang the board, Steve.
Passes to the top of the key. Jacks up the triple. Good! The Jazz bring it up. They're shooting 58% for the game. Skipped it to Giracek. Sails in. The bucket is good. He'll have a chance for...
I like how he knew he was going to draw the foul, so he angled his body just enough to get the shot off. That's a nice play.
The Jazz will bring out some reserves. He completes the three-point play. Behind the arc. Hits the back iron, but gets the lucky bounce. The Jazz with the ball. Right around 11 minutes left in the fourth. Passes to Giracek. Stuffed home with authority by Okur.
A little extra hang time, and he's made his point.
The Suns bring it up. They're in front by 22. Grant doesn't get enough under it. To Harpring.
Oh, sorry. The correct answer was pass the ball. He failed the exam, and now he gets to walk in shame.
Count that last lay-in by Harpring. The Suns with the ball. They've really been on a tear offensively. Takes it in. O'Cool grabs the rebound inside.
Yes, that's how to bang the ball.
Girachek takes a step back. With the step back. Passes to McLeod. Swings it to Girachek. Girachek. The putback is good.
Harpring, guess where the miss was heading? Got into position and just beat everyone to the ball. Beautiful putback.
Takes it up. Harpring hauls it in.
Grant isn't the smoothest of shooters, but come on, you can't let easy layups pass you by.
Stuffed home by O'Cool.
O'Cool isn't really known for his big dunks, but the lackluster D gave him a chance to shine.
Passes it to the right guy. Nice shot, but what an assist by Nash. The Jazz with the ball. They're down big. Passed it to the high post. Harpring tries to back him in. Takes the turnaround J. Swishes it through. From downtown. Grant corrals the miss inside. The big second chance bucket.
Fantastic play for the garbage bucket. That's how you get after it.
McLeod brings it up. He's shooting 14% from the field. Skip pass to the top of the key. Hammered in by Boozer. The Suns with the ball. Under 9 minutes left in the game. The jumper was buried by Nash. The inbound to McLeod. The pass to Girachek. Girachek steps back. Girachek kisses it off the glass and in.
Girachek has got a decent enough post game, and he showed it on that move.
To Jackson. Passes to Grant. Sails in. O'Cool yanks it down.
Yes, that's how to bang the ball.
Pass top of the key. Boozer with the crossover. Boozer. It's a little short, but gets the friendly roll. To the bucket. McLeod scoops it up.
Keep those off this puck down.
Pass left side. Passes it to O'Cool. O'Cool connected on the shot, and he was fouled. The Jazz are going to make some substitutions. Good for the three-point play. Nabbed away by McLeod. That's his third takeaway so far. The lead is cut to single digits by O'Cool.
Best way to make sure those dunks are going down is to go up strong with two hands, just like that.
Cisse is called for the charge, and that's foul number 2 for him. The Jazz will make some substitutions. The Jazz with the ball. It's a 9-point spread. The pass to McLeod. Back to McLeod. To Brown. Passes to Collins. The Jazz touched it last right before it went out of bounds. Fires it way up court. Stop the run. The bank shot won't fall. Brown brings it up the floor. He's shooting 61% for the game. Humphries.
Let's check that one out again with the Powerball triple threat replay.
To Jackson. Releases, hits the quick shot.
You gotta applaud the tough defensive effort. He was right in his jersey, but that's just a great shot to knock it down, Kevin.
The Jazz bring it up. Under 7 minutes left in the fourth. Hit the right iron, but dropped in by Brown. Takes it in. Drops it in on the layup. The Jazz with the ball, and it's a 9-point game. Swings it to Brown. Brown misses the jumper to Cisse. The Suns with the ball for 39 from three-point range. The Suns are making substitutions. Off the inbound pass, it's in!
Nash had a defender right on top of him.
Passes to Kirilenko. The pass to McLeod. The Jazz were the last ones to get a piece of it before it headed out of bounds. Takes a three. Drops.
They're in the home stretch, and if they keep making plays, it's all theirs.
The Jazz with the ball. They'll try to end this run. Feeds it to the middle. Stop the run. Gets the lay-in. Fisher inbounds it to Nash. To the bucket. Grant yanks it down inside to Kirilenko.
When someone's being careless with the ball, they're begging for it to be stolen.
Corralled by McLeod. That'll be his third rebound of the contest. The shot was a little short, but it was dropped in by McLeod. Grant brings it up the court. He's 2 for 5 for the quarter. Nash. Lang snatches the offensive rebound. Passes to Grant. Kirilenko picked it off back there, and that is his second takeaway of the contest. Fades away in the lane. Bounced off back iron and in. Takes it up. McLeod corrals it, and that's his fourth rebound thus far.
Couldn't can it that time, but you keep taking it to the rack like that, and good things are going to happen.
The dunk was just crushed in by Humphries. The Suns bring it up. It's a 7-point spread. Passes it far side. A reverse. Lays it right in.
Nash got that.
The Jazz bring it up. They're shooting 63% from the floor. Passes to McLeod. Skips it to Collins. Backs down. Collins banks it in. The Suns with the ball. Just over 4 minutes left in the game. Launches beyond the arc. Grant reels it in. The Suns touched it last right before it went out of bounds. The Jazz bring it up. They're on a 10-2 run. Pass to Garicek. The pass to Okur. Okur gives the upfit. Swished through by Okur.
They pushed themselves back into the game. Now they need to ride this momentum.
From downtown. Bricks it off the back of the rim. Key rips the cord. Nash brings it up. He's shooting 83% from long range. The tray was cashed in by Nash. The Jazz bring it up. They're down by 6. He's double-teamed. Swung it to Garicek. Goes up. Drains the graceful reverse layup.
That basket was set up by the pass. When you're double-teamed, somebody's open. All you have to do is fire.
Launches it, hits right iron, and falls in with the friendly bounce. Inbound pass to Williams. The Jazz with the ball. Right around 3 minutes left in the fourth. Dish to Okur. That last lay-in was good by Okur. The Suns bring it up. 2:49 left in the game. The tray buries it.
He put the team on his shoulder.
Williams brings it up the court. He's got 18 assists. Passed it to Giricek. Tries to back him in. To the rim. A little long, but it goes in.
Boozer did a nice job there, working inside for the close-range bucket.
Fires it way up court. Shoots from way back there. It's off.
What a tough play on the inside. This guy battled hard for the ball, and his team thanks him.
The three ball gets the bucket.
Nash is just a terrific shooter. Great form, great vision, and he knows how to make big shots.
Skipped it to Okur. Okur backs him down. The one-handed jam by Okur. From downtown, sinks it.
Good job.
Williams brings it up the floor. Another assist would give him 20 for the game. Passes to the left block. Shoots from the post. Too much mustard on that one.
Tough miss there. They've got themselves a good look, but they just couldn't capitalize.
Nice job.
The Jazz with the ball. 1:28 left in the fourth. He's doubled up. Pass to Giricek. Giricek. Kirilenko rips it down. They crash the offensive glass, and it's dropped in by Kirilenko. Off the inbound pass, a little long, but it goes in.
He just keeps knocking them down from deep. Some days, it seems like you just can't miss.
The Jazz with the ball. They're behind by 12. Skips it to the left side. From 6 feet, bounced off back iron and in. Nash brings it up for 45 for the game. Fires the three. Yes! The Jazz bring it up. 54 seconds left in the fourth. Skip pass to Giricek. Dish down low to the rack. Give the assist by Giricek. Inbound pass to Nash. The tray hits the far iron, but it goes in.
He's cooking right now. Keep putting.
The Jazz bring it up. 38. Seconds left in the game. Swings it to Giricek. Okur hits the left rim and out. Barbosa comes in off the bench. The Suns bring it up. They should slow it down and use some clock. 6-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Buried from beyond the arc by Barbosa.
It's all but over, Kevin. They're doing whatever.
Williams brings it up the court. He's 5 for 8 from the field. Passes to the left corner. Takes the three, buries it. Heaves this one from half court, missed it. There's the horn. The Suns defeat the Jazz. A ton of points.